How's it going, everyone? In this video I want to take a look at all of the new PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game releases this week, and I really do believe that this is going to be the final lighter game release week of the year, just because if you look at next week, that's where things really pick up. You've got Tales of Arise, you've got Life is Strange True Colors, you've got Ultra Age, you've got NBA 2K22 for all my boys that are looking to drop 70 bucks on a sports game for some stat changes. But no, seriously, this week is still featuring some games that I think you should be mindful of, but next week is when things are going to start getting a little bit more crazy. But we've still got around 7 games to go over, so let's get right into it. And I want to kick things off with the Medium, which is finally making the transition to the PlayStation 5. This will be dropping this Friday, September the 3rd, and this is a pretty exciting release to finally see come to the PlayStation 5, given that it's been out on Xbox and PC for quite a while. I believe going back to either January or late last year. I don't remember the exact time frame, but it's been out for a little bit, and it was available through Xbox Game Pass, so I don't know if this is a game that you want to drop a full price on right away, just because I could see it going pretty cheap pretty quickly. Maybe it could be a PlayStation Plus down the line. It will not be a Plus title in September. There were some rumblings that would be, that it would be a Plus game in September, and yeah, Bloober Team came out and squashed those rumors. So if you are interested in the game, I enjoyed the game quite a bit. I thought it had some really cool gameplay mechanics with this dual reality feature, and the puzzles were done very well, but overall, I think it's a pretty good game. If you're into horror games, you're going to like it. Bloober Team is really starting to make a name for themselves, and for, you know, if you can find it for $30 or less, which I do think it could be that price by the end of the year, maybe like $35 or less, I do think it could be a good pickup, but the Medium is due out on September the 3rd. Next up, we have KeyWe, which is out on August 31st, come tomorrow. KeyWe is noted to be a cute cooperative postal puzzler starring Jeff and Deborah, 2 small Kiwi birds working in a whimsical post office. They must jump, flap, peck, and butt slam their way across an interactive landscape of levelers, bells, and buttons to get those messages delivered on time. Game has a demo available on PC if you do want to check it out. This looks to be more of a charming game. It notes control both Kiwi birds on a single controller to venture out on a solo mail service adventure, navigate post office decks and shipping rooms to become a master of the mail service, encounter hazards caused by wintry weather, autumnal thunderstorms, and more on the way to becoming a postal pro, and customizable Kiwis on top of that. Change the color of your Kiwi feathers and unlock new accessories because Kiwi birds look cute in little hats. This one is due out tomorrow, August 31st. Next up, we have a game that I've been following for a little bit, and that is Rustler. Now, Rustler definitely gives me vibes of a game like Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars in terms of its presentation. Obviously, you know, different setting, but that's what the vibe I got right away. The game notes become a medieval thug in a crazy open-world action game full of pop culture references, complete insane quests, kill heroes, steal horses, fight guards, rob peasants, listen to some bard music, and much more, all packed in an old-school gameplay style. This one also has a demo available on PC. It's an early access over there, and it's available for $25. Mostly positive reception, 296 Steam user reviews, and 78% of those reviews have been positive. Game looks super bloody as well, and the Grand Theft Auto references are even made in spades in the Steam About section. It notes Grand Theft Horse Rustler is an open-world top-down action game playing tribute to the good old GTA style and gameplay, fusing with historically inaccurate medieval settings. I was about to say historically accurate. It is very much not accurate. It's very much inaccurate. Play as the guy whose parents apparently were too lazy to give him a proper name, experience feudal injustice, inquisition, witch hunting, and join the Grand Tournament. Meet valiant yet incredibly stupid knights, complete a wide variety of twisted missions and quests, or don't give a damn about the plot and bring mayhem in the villages and cities. So the game is kind of leaving you to your own device, and you can do whatever the hell you want. The game is scheduled for a release this week, and hopefully it'll retain a low price point, and, you know, people check it out, because I do think this is something that could garner a little bit of buzz if it is as wacky as it seems to be. Next up, we have Guts and Goals. Guts and Goals notes, beat your friends at a game of soccer, literally. Guts and Goals mixes arcade-style soccer with beat-em-up gameplay that results in a hilarious way to play soccer. Game very much has an old-school look going on for it, so don't expect something that is technically groundbreaking, but it does now choose from over 30 unique heroes and get ready to play the world's game like never before. Different ways to play. Each stadium has a unique way to play the game of soccer. Hide in the bushes, avoid a river water, watch your step on an ice field, etc. Keeping on your toes during each game, random mutators will change the way you play. Mutators can change everything from the ball you're hitting to the entire game design in a matter of seconds. There are no penalty cards. Each of the over 30 heroes has a unique ability that can drastically change the tide of a match. You can use these abilities to temporarily KO your opponent, giving you an opportunity to score and play your way. Guts and Goals can be enjoyed both online and offline. Single player, cooperative, multiplayer, and local couch co-op. Enjoy this hilarious take on soccer however you like. Guts and Goals is due out for a release come tomorrow, so you can check that out if you're interested. Next up, here's a game that I've been following and I think has quite a bit of potential. A little bit wacky, but Clid the Snail is a quirky top-down shooter about a grumpy humanoid snail armed to the medulla. Experience a dark fantasy fable and explore an unforgiving miniature world to exterminate the slug plague with an arsenal of badass weapons and a unique set of snaily skins. So obviously, this isn't a game that's taking itself too seriously by all accounts. I mean, hey, maybe it is. Maybe it'll have a very emotionally gripping story, but we'll see about that. Clid the Snail is a unique top-down shooter where character-driven narrative and mindful combat takes center stage. Through Clid, you'll experience a story about exile, friendship, and betrayal, and live the adventures of a troublesome, unruly snail that doesn't belong. Explore a treacherous world full of threats and challenges where strategic positioning, precise gunplay, and enemy behavior are paramount to your survival. Discover the truth behind the slug plague corrupting the world and save the land from the ultimate ruin. So it does look like, I mean, by all accounts, it does look like it's going to be a game with a narrative focus, and it is going to be something that, you know, yes, you're playing as a humanoid snail, you know, armed with guns and everything like that, but at the same time, hey, that doesn't mean the game can't tell a compelling narrative, and hopefully it does go for that. The game notes powerful threats await you at the end of each mission. You'll need to study their behavior, pay attention to detail, and choose your weapons wisely to survive these dangerous encounters. You can't always shoot your way through. Shooting isn't always the answer. Use your weapons and intellect to solve puzzles, find secrets, and progress through the story. Sometimes the answers are hidden in plain sight. Clid the Snail is scheduled for release tomorrow on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I think that's a game that could surprise a lot of people. Next up, we have Kitaria Fables, and that is coming to PS4 September the 2nd. An action-adventure fused with RPG and farming elements, armed with a sword, bow, and spellbook. Fight against a rising darkness threatening the world. Plunder dungeons in search of relics and resources. Tend to your farm and make provisions and positions, and take on quests solo or with a friend. This is more of a charming action RPG. Don't be taking this one with a very dark narrative, maybe like you would with Clid the Snail. Very colorful game here, very cute game, and there is a demo available on PC if you do want to check that out. A peaceful land where nature lives in harmony until now. As the wildlife around Paw Village becomes increasingly aggressive, the Empire has called upon you to investigate and defend its citizens. Make your way to Paw Village, to your uncle's home, and from your new base, explore the huge world teeming with wildlife, resources, and loot to help you in the long journey ahead. Again, the game is due out September the 2nd. And finally, we have RICO London, a first-person action shooter with a comic book art style. RICO London is a gang-bustling, name-taking, explosive co-op shooter. Battle your way up in the high-rise tower stacked with East End gangsters, solo or with a partner. Crash through doors, dodge bullets, and turn the weapons of the fallen into your personal arsenal. Do whatever it takes to reach the top. I think a lot of people are going to feel right at home with the art style. Definitely digging that comic book vibe and reminiscent to some other games that you may have played, but definitely a slick art style there, and you do also have cooperative play if you do want to take advantage of that. RICO London is scheduled for a release this week, so another game to check out. But that's gonna wrap up this one. Again, not the biggest week of game releases, but there's still exciting titles like The Medium. Clid the Snail I think is looking pretty cool. Guts and Goals, Rustler, even Kiwi, Kitaria Fables, RICO London, so some titles to be on the lookout for. But next week, Tales of Arise, Life is Strange, True Colors, a bunch of other games on top of that, NBA 2K22, and I can go on and on. But that's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.